All right, here we are. Don't mind me I'm a little late, but I'm here, and really that's all that matters. You can be late too. This will be recorded. I'll put my phone on silent. It only rings when I'm busy, so. I posted today's playlist for those of you who like to use that. You can find it. If you want to use your own, you are so welcome to do that. It is totally fine. I don't always float in my own playlist anyway. So I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope you got outside. It was very sunny. It was lovely. We did a lot of gardening here. We have bluebirds in one of our birdhouses, so I think my daughter looked in it every maybe hour for the past 2 days. Like, there aren't any eggs yet. There's never going to be any if you keep doing that. So we're really excited because it's something new, different. I think that's sort of important for all of us, is to find things that we can feel happy and good about. And there are a lot of them. They just may not be quite as obvious. It's going to be a beautiful day again today. We're going to start seeing flowers blooming. If you don't have daffodils up already, tulips are coming. Trees are going to burst out any minute. Every morning, birds are singing. There's a lot that's still there. Take a walk. Sit in the sun. Do some yoga. And all those things that are not there right now, they're coming back. This is temporary, and we're all here together, even if we're not here. Part of the whole yoga mindset is that we're all part of this big unknown divinity, right? And we all share it, and there's a piece of that divinity in me, and there's a piece in you, and there's a piece in everyone that you know, everyone you don't know. And through that, wherever we are, whatever we're doing, we're together, and we'll always be together. We don't need proof of that because we can feel it, and we feel that on our mats, and I think that's what's so good about coming back. Morning, Jessie. So I'm going to start the playlist. You can start yours, or you can be in silence, or whatever you do. Sometimes I like to flow in silence because it sort of forces me to check in a little bit more with what's going on inside. And that's always an option for you. So I'm starting mine. And we're going to start in child's pose, or, option B, whatever that might be for you. Be on your back. You could start in a seat. And you're just going to soften your breath. Maybe you take a couple cleansing breaths right off the bat. Not a pushing out the cleansing breath, but just a deep breath in through your nose and gently sighing it out the mouth. That sends the signal to your brain to quiet, to calm, that everything is okay. And the beautiful thing about your brain is it will respond to things that are fake, just like things that are real. It's sort of a double-edged sword, but if you're stressed and you give yourself that big, deep cleansing breath, your brain will believe that it's time to calm down. Right? If you come to a quiet place and you just kind of let things go, your brain will believe it's okay to do so. Now, if you start amping yourself up into all kinds of anxiety because you're imagining things that could happen, your brain will follow that path too. So what is real isn't all that your brain reacts to. You can use that to your advantage, and so do that, right? Bring yourself to a place where everything is fine. Use your breath. Use your own visual. Imagine being somewhere. Where's the last place you felt really good and really safe? Go back to that place and just hold that place for a moment. And remember what it felt like to be there. Remember the temperature. Remember the smells, the sounds. Maybe if there was a breeze, if you were outside, or if you were sitting on a couch or on a chair, what did it feel like? Feel every sensation there is to feel there. And just spend a couple of breaths there. And then let that go. And see if you can still feel, even though we've let go of that place, some of that really good peace. But it doesn't live in a place. It lives in us. And start transitioning to a deeper, more controlled diaphragmatic breath. So lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the navel. Deep breaths in and out. Make your way up to hands and knees when you're ready. Start some cats and some cows. Inhales to look up and drop the belly. Exhales to round and look towards your navel. Finding your ujjayi sound. So it's still that in and out through the nose breath, but restricting the throat so your exhales have a raspy ocean sound. And give yourself about 10 breaths to warm up. Cats and cows, cobras and child's pose, looking over each shoulder. We're going to do the same thing we've been doing, where we do a variation. Actually, we're going to change it up. I just lied to you. We're going to do a few sun A's and we're going to do a few sun B's. Then we're going to workshop and we'll have a flow after. So just a little bit different. You probably have a few more breaths. And when you're ready, it's downward facing dog, and you'll probably want to walk that out unless you've been up doing active, and that's fine too. Eventually, the heels are going to pull down toward the mat, the chest draws back toward the knees. Your gaze at some point is going to be at your navel in your downward facing dog. For now, it might not be. And if your hamstrings are tight, your knees might be bent just so you can kind of get in here a little bit. Don't worry about that. Just be present to your pose the way it is. So we're going to inhale, softening the knees, and then we're going to exhale to step to the front. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, ripple all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to lift. Throw a side bend in here because they're just good. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. This first time, we're just going to step the feet back. So we plant the hands, step the feet back, high plank, 2-hour chaturanga dandasana, bending the elbows. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, the hips draw up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. And then on an inhale, we're going to soften the knees. And we're going to float or exhale to step to the front. So if you're floating up, it's that inhale and then the same inhale to look out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to lift. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, lift through center. Exhale, left. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float back. Half vinyasa. So for those of you who are working on floating, we've been starting with lifting up into like a crow pose without the arms. The next step to that is pulling the hips up in the same way, but keeping the knees straighter. You don't have to do it that way. It's just a different variation on it you can play with if you want to. Inhale, soften and float, or exhale to step to the front. Halfway up, fold it in, ripple up, and the hands to heart center. Inhale, we're going to lift. Side bend to that right side. Inhale through center, left. Inhale to lift, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or flow back, half vinyasa. So the other option there is that lifting up and they go back a little bit straighter as opposed to lifting up and kind of peeling them back. Either one's fine, they're just different. Let's take one more. Inhale, soften and float. Exhale to step. We'll meet back in downward facing dog when you finish. I'm not going to talk you through it, you know what to do. When you get back to downward facing dog, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Come back to that collected Ujjayi breath, lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the navel. We're going to make our way back to the front of the mat. So we inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step. Halfway up, fold it in, rise up, hands to heart. Moving into sun salutation B. On an inhale, Utkatasana. Lift the arms, sink the hips. Weight is in the heels, right? And the back is relatively straight. The tailbone is drawing down. The knees are together. The big toes are touching. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float back, half vinyasa. When you get to downward facing dog, step the right foot forward. Pivot and plant the back foot. Warrior A on the inhale. Dig in with the pinky toe edge of the back foot. Tailbone draws down again. Exhale, lowers the hands, surrounds the front foot. Step it back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, warrior A. Exhale, the hands come down, step it back, half vinyasa. So a little bit more intensity in a sun B. On an inhale, soften and float, or exhale to step to the front. Halfway up. Sink the hips, Utkatasana as you inhale. Exhale, straighten the knees, hands to heart center. Take it again. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, lift. Plant the hands, step it back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing, right foot forward. Inhale, warrior A. Exhale, lower the hands, step it back, lower down. Up dog, down dog, left foot forward. Inhale, warrior A. Exhale, lower the hands, step it back, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, soften and float, or exhale to step to the front. Halfway up, sink the hips. Utkatasana. Samasthiti. Take it again. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, half vinyasa. When you get to downward facing dog, that right foot steps forward. Inhale, warrior A. Exhale, the hands come down, step it back lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing left foot forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower, half vinyasa. Take a few breaths in your downward facing dog. And then inhale, soften and float, or exhale to step back to the front. Halfway up, fold it in, sink the hips, lifting up, Samasthiti. On an inhale, lift. Lift the arms, sink the hips, fold it in, inhale, halfway up, exhale, plant the hands, step, float it back, half vinyasa. This time, when you get to downward facing dog, just roll your way down to that child's pose. My playlist decided to be on shuffle, so I had to switch it. I think I'm on the right song now. It's all good if I'm not. All right, so what we're going to work on today, take a few breaths, it's fine, I'm just going to talk, is crow, like the variations of crow. We kind of see one, there's one that everybody does a lot, and there are some other ways to play with it and ways to get a little stronger in it. So if you have a block or two, or it doesn't have to be a block, it could be anything that gives you a little bit of height that might come in handy, you might want to grab it. If not, it's fine, right? Just there's a place where that's going to make a little bit of sense. So the first one we're going to play with is baby crow. We don't do it a lot in classes because it's sort of kind of not a convenient pose to get in. And it looks super easy, and sometimes it's super easy, and sometimes you're shocked at how hard it is, and it's just a matter of like where your natural strength tends to be. But so we would come to a malasana type squat, and from here I'm going to bring my forearms down, and I'm going to push my knees onto my triceps and come forward enough that I can lift my feet up off the ground. So it looks easy, right? But depending on where you can bend and where you can lift, sometimes that's a lot harder than it looks. It's a matter of being able to get that hip flexor really tight and getting the knees pushed onto those triceps so I can lift the feet up. I'm using hip flexors to hold myself there, really, and balance. So it's sort of one that there's not a lot of trick to it. It's just like leaning forward enough to get it. And you notice my nose is like really close to the mat. So you're not up very high. And so there's a little bit of a weird there because you are like face to the ground, right? So the other one I want to work with, what most of us do most of the time, and it's fine. The hands come down and I've got the knees a little bit outside, and then I'm squeezing my knees onto my triceps, right? And I'm using my inner leg to hold myself there. There's nothing wrong with that version, but it's not setting us up with a lot of core strength, and our balance and our stability and like the trick poses, they're all leaning into core. So the version I like to work with better is going to be the one where we wedge the knees up in toward those elbow or toward the armpits, and I lift up and I'm trying to straighten my elbows. And if you look at where my shoulders are, they're way out. They're not behind. Like I'm leaning forward, right? So I'm really leaning into my wrists in that, but I'm using my fingertips enough that I'm not feeling it in my wrists. And this is where the blocks are gonna come in handy. You can stand on whatever you're standing on, whatever prop you're using. And then I've got my knees, it's a little easier for me to get my knees into my armpits and to keep my elbows pretty straight. Now, when I say straight, please don't lock your elbow, right? Keep a micro bend in it, keep a soft bend in it, just straighter than that obvious bend. And then we lean forward, think about leaning into your fingertips, right? Dig in with the fingertips, and then you lift the heels up. There's more of a full body thing going on there than that version where we're squeezing the knees onto the triceps on the outside of the arms. So that version where we start working on the straightening and using the whole body together, you're going to get stronger with that one. So that's my favorite version. We're going to have options for both of them in our next flow. So coming back down again to our baby, forearms come down, knees onto the triceps and lift, right? Or work on lifting. And if you're finding your feet aren't coming up, try 1 foot at a time. It's totally possible, right? Get the body figuring out, because a lot of that one's just that mental mapping of how do I do what my brain wants me to do. All right, so, and then our other version. So we lift up, we try to get high. So we come up onto the toes or onto our block, and we get the knees as high toward those armpits as we can. We use our fingertips, and we lift the heels up toward the glutes. And we try to straighten the elbows and push the mat away. You will have times where your elbows don't get very straight. Just keep working at it, right? All right, shake it out if you need to. Take a deep cleansing breath. Do whatever you need to do. Take the next 4 or 5 breaths. We're going to make our way to downward facing dog. Because we have now a flow to do that's going to use both of those. You guys are so excited. Also, for those of you who decided you no longer like yoga because of this, you don't have to do them, right? You can just stay in Malasana. You can lift and lower in Malasana. You can do whatever you want to do. Go back to your other version of crow pose. It's just fine. So from downward facing dog, inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step to the front. Heel toe the feet out. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, come all the way down Malasana. So like I said, for those of you who do not want to play with any crow pose and you're already tired of crow pose, don't do it. Do something else. For those of you coming into baby, we're bringing the forearms down and we're lifting. And then we're going to bring the feet down. We're going to lift up onto the toes, plant the hands, and lift up for that full expression. So you can take a couple of breaths in each. You can only do one. You can do neither. And eventually we're going to step the feet back, take a half vinyasa. You're going to find, even if you got the elbows straight the first couple times you did it, they're going to stop straightening because your body's going to start getting tired. Inhale, lift that right leg. Give it a bend, twist open. Rolling the ankle. Step your foot up. Pivot and plant the back foot, warrior A. Lifting the arms, sinking the hips. You want your hips square to the front. And we want the tailbone down. We want to be pushing with the pinky toe edge of that back foot. We've already been here, right? Bring the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Open the chest. Bow in. And then inhale, we're going to lift up. You're going to pick up that left leg behind you so we're in a bound airplane. Bend your left knee. I am going to tuck my foot in between the hands. If this doesn't work, it's just King Dancer. That's where we're going anyway. So I'm going to take now my right hand and bring it out. And I'm going to lift my left leg up behind me as high as I can. And I'm going to keep my bind, if possible, bring it out, grabbing the big toe. You might have had to have let go, and that's fine too. From here, it's going to be eagle. So I'm going to take my left leg, let it wrap around the right. Left arm is going to wrap underneath. Pull the elbows up. Pull them away.
One more big breath. And then keep the arms bound. Lift that left leg, step it to the back. Find your warrior B legs, and once your legs are steady, inhale, open the arms. Exhale, side angle. Any version you take, inhale, reverse. Look up. And exhale, prayer twist. The hands are going to come into prayer. You can come up onto the ball of the back foot if you need to. From here, we're going to dragonfly twist. And then humble warrior. Both hands come down. You can stay right here. You can bring your forearms down. There's a bind here if you want to take it. Give yourself another breath. And then it's a side plank. So we're going to take that whole right side onto the left. You can superstar it. You can bring your leg down. This first time, just play with what you want to do. Half vinyasa. And then it's going to be the left side. So left leg lifts. It's not a super complicated flow. There's a lot of poses, but they're things we know. Step it up other than the stuff at the front. Warrior A. Hands behind the back, open the chest. Hold it in. Lift up. Bend your knee. Take that full expression if you have it. Opening up into our King Dancer. And then bring that foot through, binding with the toe. We're going to wrap it for eagle, so we're going to take that right leg across the left. Right arm underneath, inhale, and hold. Make sure you're still lifting and engaging the bandhas. Pelvic floor, navel, throat are all locked. There's a lot of stability there. One more breath. And then we're going to open up that leg, send it to the back. Warrior B legs, when we get there, open the arms. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, humble warrior. It may not feel the same as side A. And from here, it'll be a side plank. Whatever you did on side A, do it on side B. You'll have a chance to redo it. Try something else. Half vinyasa. Couple of breaths. And then on an inhale, we're going to soften and float. Or exhale to step up to your malasana. So here we are. Forearms come down and we lift. Or we lift up onto the toes and lift. So whatever version or both, you have time. Play, do something, and then step it back and take a half vinyasa. And don't be surprised if you are not getting nearly the straight elbow that you got the first time. Like I said, that's going to change. Keep going. You're still building strength when you ask for things that your body can't do. Warrior A. Bring the hands behind the back, open the chest, bow in. And lift. Bound airplane. King Dancer. Bring that foot in front as you exhale. Inhale, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A. Exhale, wrap for eagle. If holding still is your thing, 3 breaths. You can crunch it in if you'd rather. Taking your exhales to bring the elbows to the knee. Inhales to open up. And then on an inhale, we untangle the legs. We send that left foot back. Exhale, it lands. Inhale to our warrior B. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, side plank. Big ice cream scoops this time. Take your right hand, exhale, sweep it under. Inhale, lift, do it again. One more time. And a half vinyasa. We're going to be on the left. So we inhale that left leg. We step it up. Warrior A. Bring the hands behind your back. Open the chest. Bow in. Lift up. King Dancer. Take an exhale. Bring the leg through. Inhale. Letter A. Exhale your eagle. So whatever leg we have on top, that's the arm that goes under. Take 3 breaths, either crunching it in or holding still. Untangle the legs, send that right leg to the back as you exhale. Inhale, warrior B. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, side plank. Big ice cream scoops on this side. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, up. Exhale, sweep. Inhale to lift one more time. And then half vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. We're going to do it again. So we're going to inhale to soften the knees and float, or exhale to step to the front. Come to your malasana. Take your baby version. If your triceps are getting sore, that's totally normal because you're pushing objects onto them, and those are heavy. Your knees are heavy, so give yourself a break if you need to. Skip some of your crow pose if you need to. Take a half vinyasa when you're ready. Right leg lifts. Step it up. Warrior A. Interlace the fingers, open the chest, bow it in. Bound airplane. Take an exhale to bend the knee. Inhale, King Dancer. Exhale, bring the leg through. Inhale, extend it out. Exhale, wrap it. Inhale, lift the elbows away, eagle. 3 breaths. And then inhale, lifting up that leg. Exhale, stepping it to the back. Inhale, warrior B. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, humble warrior. Bowing in. Inhale, side plank. Hand behind the head, make that pillow. And exhale, bring the elbows together. Inhale to lift, do it again. One more time. And then it's going to be a half vinyasa. The hand comes down, and we roll through. Left leg lifts. Step it up. Warrior A. Hands behind the back, open the chest. Bow in. Lift up. King Dancer. Bring it through. Extend. Cross it over. Right arm under. Eagle. On an inhale, we're going to take that right leg up, send it to the back. Open up, warrior B. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, humble warrior. Take a breath. Side plank. Hand behind the head. Exhale, the elbows come together. Inhale, open. Do it again. One more time. All right, we're going to take that again. So, I'm not going to talk you through it though. Take it on your own. You'll start back in Malasana at the front, doing both, one or both of those crow poses. Or anything else you need to do. And then take it from there. Add in, take out, change it up. Check the time. And we will meet in child's pose after you finish. Remember, it's child's pose whenever you finish. There's no rush to get there. Whenever you get back to child's pose, coming back to your breath, to your quiet. And we're going to thread the needle right from child's pose. You're going to take that right arm and just slide it under. Don't worry about lifting your hips. If you have it available, that left arm can go on top and we have that shoelace. If that hurts a shoulder, don't do it. Just do one arm at a time. When we work with things like variations of crow a lot, we're doing a lot with the shoulders and a lot with the arms. So we want to just give those a chance to kind of come down and to soften. A couple more breaths on this side. And then when you're ready, if you've got that left arm on top, you're going to slide the left arm out. Then you'll slide the right. And then that left arm's gonna go under. And if you did both arms, try it on this side. Now, just because it worked on one side doesn't mean the other side's as cooperative. So feel free to try the shoelaces. Feel free to stop doing the shoelaces and just do that left arm. Couple more breaths. And then we're going to lift up. Both hands are coming under the shoulders. And we find ourselves in hands and knees. We're going to drop the hips to one side, swing the legs around to the other, and you're going to roll down onto your back. From your back, feet plant underneath the sits bone, or underneath your knees. So the feet are behind your sits bones, hands are next to your hips. Find a bridge. Inhaling to lift up, pushing the thigh bones forward. Trying to make that bridge as high as you can, right? It's a bridge you want to go across. Exhale to lower down. Take a round of breath lowered, and then we're going to inhale and lift. I gotta check where we are time-wise. Awesome. Good. Lift up again. If you want to take wheel, you are welcome to switch it up. We're going to take one more back bend. So as you exhale, lower down. One round of breath lowered. And then your last back bend. On an inhale, lift. Exhale, we lower all the way down. Hug the knees in. Gentle squeeze. Rock it side to side. Plant the left foot, right ankle crosses over that left knee. You can stay right here, or we can grab that left shin and pull it. We're not going to be here too long. So if this is not your friend, don't panic. Just breathe. And now we're going to let that left leg uncross. Come down, right leg uncrosses. See, I told you not long. We're going to take that left ankle across the right knee. And you can pull the right leg toward you, or you can choose not to. If you are amped and agitated and frustrated and angry, you know when things affect you more, like you snap at your kids more, or your husband's breathing too loudly, or, you know, stop chewing. That when you get to that level of irritation, you can exhale, let both feet come down for a second. You feel things physically more intensely too. It's not just mentally. You're going to have a heightened pain response. So if you find that you are fatiguing faster, that you're not as open, you're not as flexible, poses are more uncomfortable, that's totally normal. It's just where you are. Bring yourself to your candlestick. And that's why I say you have to honor where you are today. Today is not last year, right? This is different. And we have a lot more going on in different ways. And from candlestick, you can choose whether you come into shoulder stand or you just stay in candlestick for right now. So if you're coming into shoulder stand, you shimmy your shoulders under you, your feet go overhead, and then we lift the legs up, trying to make that vertical line, ankles to hips to shoulders. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring the legs down. If you are in your shoulder stand, moving into plow pose or ear pressure pose. If you're in candlestick, hug your knees in. Those of you in plow pose or ear pressure pose, take an exhale, roll your way to candlestick. And then from candlestick, we're going to lower the legs and move into fish pose. As the legs lower, lift your chest up out of the forearms, the crown of the head drops back. And then you're going to take an exhale to lower down. I'm going to let you decide if you want to twist right and left. You can hug your knees in and take that twist. If you just want to head right to Shavasana, you're already there. Take the next few breaths to make that decision, whether you twist a couple of breaths to the right, to the left, or you just start with some deep cleansing breaths long on your mat because you don't need any more movement. Powerful breaths if you're still twisting. Move to that other side. And then we're going to make our way, all of us, whatever you need to do. Cleansing breaths, or maybe not. And when you're ready, take your well-earned Shavasana. When you're ready, bring more attention back to your breath, wiggling the toes, fingers, ankles and wrists. Stretch your arms overhead. Deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Hug the knees in, give yourself that squeeze. Rock and roll up to your seat at the front of your mat. Hands at heart center, bowing. Coming back to that thing, that place you were in the beginning of class, that place where you felt happy, calm, and peace, and joy. Your happy place. Feeling all the goodness there was in that place and knowing that all of that goodness didn't come from that place at all, it came from inside of you. So as you lift your chins, let that be the peace that you see today with. That place in me of light and love so happily bows before itself, shining from every one of you. Namaste. Nice job, everybody. Thanks for hanging with me. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if there's a pose you want to work on. You know the drill. I'm here. I have astonishingly little to do. Not really. It's just I have a lot to do. I just don't want to do any of it. So I'm going to go be a teacher. All my teacher friends, I love you and I miss you more than I ever thought I could. So we need you, and I can't wait until I can see all your beautiful faces again. Until then, keep practicing. I'll be back here on Thursday. You know we've got classes every single day. So and if you are bored and you need something else, go back through because they're all still there from before. So we love you and we'll see you soon.